Idea of how far away from the channel we are. So we are this blue dot on your screens there, and the river takes you all the way down to the channel. Now that is 2 miles away. And we jumped out of the car because we spotted this straight away. A boat there, ready to go. Now, they leave a little marker here. I don't think that this red cap on this plinth is an accident, do you? They leave the marker there. And then if we can have a look in this boat, what you'll see is that it's got some makeshift life vests that look like old tyres, and crucially, some fuel. Now, what we know is that they don't give them enough fuel to get across the channel, they just give them enough to get out. Already, according to my source, so far today, 2 boats full of illegal immigrants have come down this river and made their way out into the English Channel. So there is a very good chance that this boat, later today, will end up in the Channel, if not in Dover. Remarkable. And also, the gendarmerie drove past a moment ago. They came past us here, over that bridge, looked at the boat, drove off. I mean, is that where our money goes, is it? Do you have friends in England? You have people you know in England?
Yeah.
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 Do you know where in England? London? Manchester?
Yeah, but in London, in Manchester, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some friend, yeah, friend.
Some friend.
Just friend, yeah.
Yeah.
Just friend.
And they have a good life?
Better from here.
Better than France?
Yeah.
Better than France, okay. Lastly,
He has just a Dublin problem. He is okay, but here is Dublin.
the Dublin Agreement?
Yeah, Dublin.
So they can send you back to the first country that you came in?
Country. On the first country is
Yes.
problem.
And what first country? Was it Turkey?
Not Turkey. Like Bulgarian.
Bulgaria.
Like Ikbet.
Okay.
That's a problem.
So that's the
here,
problem. Whereas if you go to England,
Yeah.
you can stay.
I have biometry from Bulgaria.
Yes. Screw. So they've tagged you in Bulgaria, which means that if you stay in the EU, you'll get sent back to Bulgaria. Could I ask, what countries have you been through? Germany? You come through Germany?
Yeah.
Where else? Bulgaria, Germany, any others? Any other country to get here?
I come from Turkey to Bulgaria.
Yep.
And after Serbia.
Serbia.
After Hungary.
Hungary. Austria.
Australia. Germany.
Yep. 6. To France. That's 7 countries.
Yes.
We are now at the Plage de Gravelines, and we've been told by local authorities that the boat that you're looking at there, in the smaller one in the distance, is a French patrol boat. So they have all morning been zipping up and down this coastline, waiting for boats like the one that we just saw further up this river to come down. And if you just have a look here, this is the route. So when we saw that first boat, it was about 2 miles further upstream here. And I've been told it's very unusual for French police not to just slash the boats. So we're going to go back soon and have a look at it. The other way that they can get down here and get into the English Channel is by hiding in these sand dunes here and then making a mad dash across the beach. So we're going to wait and see if we can spot any of that. But as you can see, this is miles and miles and miles of coastline. In fact, there's about 70 miles of coastline really that they can launch from. So it is like looking for a needle in a haystack. But on a day like today, the weather seems good, the water's very calm. It is not beyond the realms of possibility that that very boat we saw earlier on is going to come right down this river, out the end there, and then get picked up by that boat there, and then taken over into English waters. And Bob's your uncle, you're in. Well, the French police just asked us to move away a little bit, so we've respected their wishes. And what you're looking at now is a migrant boat being winched out of the water. Some quite intrigued locals as well. They must see this all the time, though. So that is one boat stopped from crossing the English Channel. Now, bear in mind that just one of those boats can have up to 70 people on it. Yesterday was a record day in the English Channel, and our source tells us that they had as many as 70 people on a boat that size. So stopping just one of them is quite a significant deal, but doesn't it also just show you how brazen these people are? They leave a boat there, they leave a marker next to it, you know, broad daylight, the middle of a busy road, locals everywhere, and if that boat hadn't been winched out, I think it's fair to say that at some point, probably in the next hour or so, we would have seen people coming running out of these trees here, into that boat, down the river, and that's that, isn't it, really? So it gives you a flavour of what's going on here, how chaotic it is.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Hello and welcome to a very special Patrick Christys tonight, live from the epicentre of the Calais migrant crisis. We spent all day here. I mean, it's absolutely astonishing stuff. Now, what you'll see tonight is that I'm currently surrounded by a camp full of Eritrean men. But earlier today, Sudanese men, but earlier today I went to visit a camp full of Eritrean men. It shows the different factions of people and how widespread the problem is. Worth bearing in mind that every single person you see in any single shot that I show you tonight is on their way to Britain. Here we go. Been here for just over an hour, and already what we've seen is a migrant boat in the water ready to go. We then went and spoke to an Afghan man who said he was a soldier in the Afghan army. He's been through 7 different countries, wants to come to England, and he's very clear about why. It's just left here. Very clear about why. It's because he thinks there's almost no chance of being deported and he gets more stuff. So there we go. We went and saw where the patrol boats were hanging out, and then got very lucky getting back there to see the French police destroying that boat and getting a look at the contents. Just spotted what appears to be quite a large caravan of illegal migrants. So quite a few of them are sitting just over there, and a few of them are walking here, and they were much further back as well. So it's all the way through there. So I think what we're going to try and do is just say hello, see if we can find out where they're from, why they're planning on coming to England, and you can see, again, there's a large number of them sat there. So let's see if we can get a bit closer and hopefully they'll talk to us. We found what appears to be a bit of a makeshift camp here in the forest. There's a lot of tents. Now there's some women and children here as well as men, I suppose. And there's a lot of tents in there. So, hello. Let's just see if maybe any of them will talk to us, I don't know. So I'm doing the washing there, so they've got a bit of a washing station. Hello. Are you okay? There's a gentleman here who's covering his face. Hello. Can I talk to you? Just a little bit. No. Okay. All right. Fine. So what you can see is, since we started talking to them, a few of them are getting on their phones over there as well. So the thing is, it's impossible to tell who the human traffickers are and who are the illegal migrants. You can't really tell who's running the show. But it looks as though this encampment has been here quite a long time. We've got people brushing their teeth, a washing up station there. Let's just have a little look in this camp here, see what we can see. Lots and lots and lots of tents here. Tents everywhere. This is a really significant camp. So clearly the French authorities aren't doing anything to really stop this. We really wanted to find out about you, where you're from, and why you want to come to England.
In the UK, you will get a job.
You'll get a job in the UK.
Everything, you need paper, passport, you know. These people is long in Europe, like 5 years, 6 years, you don't have paper. You don't have job. All people is coming from Eritrea, from another country, Ethiopia or Sudan or everywhere in Africa, you know.
Yeah.
But these people is coming from Africa, it's a political problem, yeah. Today me I going in a boat, this motor is problem. Today is now it's back. All is my shoes look is now.
So you went to get in a boat today?
Yeah, yesterday.
And there was a problem yesterday, and there was a problem with the motor.
Yesterday in the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock to back in Calais.
Wow.
After 2 hours, 3 hours, I go in the water.
Do you come on your own? Do you have a wife, children?
I don't have children, but I have my wife in Ethiopia, also my wife.
Your wife's in Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife's not with me, you know. Can with me, I know together, but me allow is.
So you hope that maybe she can come and join you?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Okay.
Right. I need with my wife. I need children, I will share my wife. You know, but
you miss
here
your wife?
is no have nothing, you know. No have passport here, how we can bring this. For me, don't have house, you don't have nothing, you know. How you can bring my wife.
Okay. Does it cost a lot of money
Yes.
to get the boat? Does it cost money?
No.
Oh no. Oh.
No.
How do you do? You get. How do you find out where the boats are? How do you find out where to get the boat from?
I don't know, some people.
You just hear it. You just hear it and then go.
Yeah.
Go. Okay.
But also people like 1,000, 1,006 dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you get that money? You work?
No, some family call for mama, for another family like 200, from 100, 200, for all is complete.
So you call your family, send some money, and then you can pay
I'm
people.
hungry, how we can do yes.
So this is the reality of life in northern France, isn't it? Everywhere you go, just randomly, these camps popping up. That individual and a few others were from Eritrea, and they had a camp there that looks as though it's been there for some time. He's left his wife in Eritrea, as far as I could tell, with his family, and what he's saying is that whenever he needs money to cross the channel, he calls home, they give him the money, and he tries. You could see him, I think, shaking some water out of his shoe there. He had tried to cross the channel either earlier this morning or yesterday and been unsuccessful, but he's going to try again. And who knows, he'll probably make it. Look, what I think we've done there, Bev, is maybe try to shatter a couple of actual narratives, which is that every single person's fleeing war. If you were fleeing war, why have you left your wife behind? And if you are that poor, why on earth are your parents in Eritrea paying for you to continually try to get boats across the channel? I don't know about you, Bev, but to me, it doesn't quite add up.
Thanks, Patrick. I'm interested. There's no doubt some people will be getting on those boats because they are criminals. They have committed crimes, perhaps even atrocities in their own countries, and that's why they want to get in illegally. However, are you meeting people for whom you feel sympathy, that actually they're just trying to get a better life, and it's the system rather than some of these individuals who just want to escape desperate poverty?
I feel sympathy for people, don't get me wrong. It's impossible not to feel sympathy for people when you look around somewhere like where we are right now, which you're going to see a lot more of later, which is a huge migrant camp. I wouldn't want to live here. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want to live here. However, I speak to people later on where you can't help but think two things. Firstly, does there have to be an element of personal responsibility for you making a bad choice to travel across multiple continents to end up here? And B, why aren't we making a better case to tell them not to do this? They think there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Bev, and there isn't. Why aren't we telling them that?
Yeah, interesting. Thank you, Patrick. It's absolutely brilliant. Can't wait to get back to you in just a little while.